you don't have, I do it as a security, but you wouldn't have to do it. You could go by, but usually I do it because I don't want to blow the microcontroller, or some of that might be in French. Yeah, but I'll translate it. So here, the programming on a microcontroller is linear. So it'll read from line 1 to whatever line, and if you don't say go back to the top, it'll stop there. That's as easy as that. And one advantage of a basic stamp in mechanical stuff as compared to basic Arduino is that you can name every part and like have programming for every situation in a little block that you can easily identify afterwards. You can go back to it. It's okay. And there's also what is called a debug. So if you have the machine working and it stops at one point, so you don't know why, you can plug your microcontroller to your computer, and it'll tell you, I can go as far as this, and past this there's a problem, which is great because sometimes it just might stop. Usually the first time you try it, it doesn't go through the whole thing, and you want to know where's the problem. So if it stops at, I don't know, here it says advance or go forward. If it stops there, it's like, okay, there's a problem with the go forward. So this is the debut, the beginning, where you check the state of the limit switch in front and back. It has a security, the horses set limit switch in front and the back, so that if ever you ran past the sonar, let's say that the sonar didn't work, so that they wouldn't go bang against the wall, stay there for half a day. There's a little switch that will say, well, you're against the wall, go back. So they would check that first, and then they would go to main and go check what's called check switch here. It'll go here and it'll check the state of the sonars, what they are detecting. Like there's something like in front, side. They would always detect something because they were like not very far from each other. But I mean, if they were, in this case, they were programmed to detect something that's 20 inches, or 15 inches. And then it would come here, and here's I would say, well, if this is like my sonar, the name I gave to the sonar, ABs for front, if is greater than 0, but smaller than 15, so go to the command, stop, and talk while you're advancing. And then, because I would need two commands, one talk once it's going forward, and one talk when it's going backward. It's the same talk, but the thing is that you have to have that, because otherwise, after it has spoken, it has to know what direction to stay, because otherwise it stop, stay there. And and I say, so this can be changed in the gallery. I just change it. It's like, oops, sorry. Let's say I want 25 inches. I use like 25 inches, and that's it. So they can be adjusted as easy as that. And so all of this comes with you don't write that. All this is like standard. It comes, when you buy this, on the site they'll say, here's your programming for your stuff. Also, I had to, which is a small, could be a problem, is that they say that these can't hear each other. That the next one can't hear the burp of this one, but it's not true. So what you have to do is that this one takes a measurement, and you have a pause of 10 milliseconds. It doesn't take long. It's not like you wait 10 milliseconds, and then the second one goes out, and then the third one. So that will be sure that you don't auto read or read it. And so now in each case, I would say, well, just like go forward here. This is the put on this switch and things like that, which is like basic programming. Is like which switch high, which switch put the low. This was the backward talk, and then go forward. Start talking, then go backward. That's it. So it always seems like very, because when you see it, all of this happening at the same time, it's like, man, it must have been taken. But the thing is that you have to be very, very organized. When I give courses, that's a main problem with students. Like the two main problems with students is that putting something organized is, like that. Doing that, and also checking for electrical problems sometimes. But I mean, if it's not a bit organized, because otherwise, also you have to remember that this programming, you might have a piece and you come back to that piece like 2 years later, and you got to be able to understand what you program. So that also in a program like this, you can. This is called a comment. So it's not red. It doesn't occupy the space on your. And then what you can do once you do it, it's not good. I could have like syntax check here. Let's say there's no errors. Let me see. I'll just add R here. Okay. And then I go to, which could be easy, like backward, and you miss a K in the backward. He's not going to understand that because he says, well, and if I say syntax here, it says, well, what's this? There's something wrong with your word here, which is great because you could, like this one is quite compact, but you could have, and if I correct it, check it, says great, works. You could also, because you have limited memory, you can check your memory map. It says how much memory this programming. In this case, it wasn't a problem. The last piece I had a lot of programming on it, and it was like always on the verge of, is it going to go overboard or not? If it does, sometimes the syntax thing will not tell you, but what's going to happen is that the last lines, the last addresses are not going to work. So you will wonder, like, why is it not working? So I see here that this is like my memory map. I see that I only occupy like 1/6 of it. And there's like other things you could check here. My pins, I don't have any K-nuts. No, it would work because it's not that good. Okay, am I going to... No, it's okay. Another way of communicating with your basic stamp is that you could use the remote control that modelers use. So that's how the bugs are controlled. So because this thing uses exactly the same protocol of communication as a basic stamp. So it would understand perfectly. Go forward, go backward, go left, go right. So I've used like a 2-channel. They can be quite big. This is like a 14-channel computer, costs a fortune, but it's possible. I got a student that bought a 6-channel because he wanted to have remote control a piece that would just like walk in front of it, so like control from distance. And these are quite powerful because they're made from model airplanes, so they're good up to 50 meters at least. More than that. So that's how it was used in the installation. People would pick it up and direct the, this was like directed by the remote control.
Did each one have its own remote?
Yeah. Because the nice thing about these things is that when you buy it, you can ask which chip you want. So they're different wavelength. Because if you have like a model plane competition, you have to be sure you're the only one that's going to control the plane. Because can you imagine that kid is playing with this thing next to you and it crashes your $1,000 plane? So there's like, you can buy different, I had like I've got a couple of those, a 72 and a 75. And it's a little chip with a number on it that you put in there. So that this one will control only one, and I had another one that control. Actually, the big piece that you saw, I had 4. Okay, any question on infrasense before I go into heavy stuff? Well, the Deuterium is probably the piece that was the most complicated that I made. It was the most complicated. Well, this is how it could look when you walk in the gallery. There's here there's 4 of these, but there's in the actual installation it could be up to 12. We went a bit overboard. 12 was too much, but anyway. So when you walk in the gallery, it could have been. You understand why I say it could have been like this. And there's this interactive screen here, and the screen. Oh no. When you walk in, it says, it names 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay, 12, I want to be sure. It names 12 viruses that have existed. So if you press on whatever the name of the virus, whatever, order is an example, love letter A or whatever, glitchy or another screen, this is like the second screen, pops up and it gives you the name. This is the subject. That's how the this is the name of the message that was sent there to, so that you would get the virus. And you would get you can't see here. Here the password would be cry. Okay? So if you went, order A, you went to the corresponding keyboard on the wall, which was called order A, and you would type in the word cry, here. What it would do, it would activate the corresponding urn here, okay?
Today is a sad day as we mourn the bereavement of the most irrepressible and famous word of all time in the form of love letter A. More commonly known as love bug or the I love you virus due to its subject line that was cruelly cut down in its infancy. Born on the afternoon of Thursday the 5th, April 2000 to a 23-year-old Filipino couple, the I love you virus struck a chord in many parts that has lasted until this day. Upon its entry into the world, the virus caused companies, governments, and end users extreme grief by shutting down mail systems, mail servers, bank systems, and even causing issues with pages.
Okay. I'll just go back to explain a bit, and then I'll explain the technical. So what was happening is you read, well, you chose virus here. You have to remember the password. And you go to the corresponding, there's like each one of these have a keyboard on the wall. You would type in the password and the sound would start coming out of these, of the urn. And also there's like this, the inside of this is motorized, so that at the same time you would have Also, well, okay, yeah. What's it's actually saying is like if you were at the funeral if you were at the funeral of a virus, and this was his eulogy, what the priest would say. So he'd say he's born such and such a day, did that and did that. That took a long time because all this is like very factual. It didn't invent anything. But at the same time as this played, these are keys from keyboards. We took apart 800 to 1,000 keyboards, lost count. So these would start be pushed up, but more inside very slowly, and they would fall. You'll see, would fall on the floor, and so it kind of cover up. They were like the ashes of the virus that was covering up the mourning. What the priest was saying. Okay, let's see how it looks in real time. Also, the gallery became messier and messier and messier because as the keys poured down, it would stay there. So you would have to walk over keys and things like that. This would be like on day one, before opening. You see like the name of the viruses? Since there's 6, there's only 6 things here. The password is 8. The passwords are always verbs, like active. In actual fact, you can hear the words much better. Now you hear and also the keys when they fall on the floor, they sound a bit like broken glass. It's very tragic. You see these cords, actually all the information travels back and forth through wires. This one is shown in New York. This video was made from stills because somebody did the video for me because they wanted to have the camera, and it's no good. And this is actually the version you saw before is Programming Director, and this is programming HTML. So it's much more fun, it's much faster. And this is in the University. So you basically understand what it does. Now the things that I'll try to explain how to do this. This was like the control box. This is a control box. That's where everything is done. Process, there's a computer in there, so the sound is on the computer. The information from the screen here is sent to that computer, so everything links back. So we want to have something very clinical that looked like very clean, and then it would just like get messy and messy and messy. At one point, the gallery was next to the wall, and once these things went up to the top, it would automatically go down, and then the people in the gallery would have to yeah. We had a couple of funny things happening with this show we had in New Brunswick, Canada, and the opening, everything was clean, and the gallery was in one room, one big room, and the next room had like a meeting place with a bar and things like that. And so we were all in the bar, and the thing was not open yet, and some woman comes running along with her kids, says, I don't know what she did, but she broke it, because the kid had understood exactly, okay, password, and the thing had started talking and spilling the things. It's like, she broke something. It's like, maybe I could pay to repair it. It's like, kind of fun. And also one thing that we never put together that we had not planned is once the keys were on the floor, people would sometimes steal them and walk out. Or they would spell messages on the wall, on the floor. So I was like, love this show, or don't love this show, or like we had at I hate the big fat woman that's director of this gallery.
Ouch.
What is that? It's Brenda. She deserves it. Anyway. Okay. So this is the basic wiring. It looks complicated. It is. I was like, I look at this piece now, I was like, I would never get into something that's complicated. The technology what we wanted it to do, the technology doesn't really exist. We wanted something very, that it could last a long time. It wouldn't go berserk after a couple of weeks and things like that. It's been shown like 5 or 6 times in one gallery that gave for 2 months and a half, and didn't have any problem with it. So this is the box where everything is processed. I'll show you after what it looks like. I've got what we call it, echo fiber. It's an external sound card that could redirect the sound to the 12 urns. Okay, so the computer would, I'll show you after how it's done. Because every box had its own sound, so we had to have a 12 sound on the computer and say, okay, this guy, this girl punched in the right password. Please send the sound to this box. So it worked, but it's a bit complicated. The thing is, when somebody typed in the password here, then somehow we had to tell the computer, it's like love letter A, passwords is okay, please send the sound there. The only way we could do that is by there's programs where you can play music by typing in letters. So we used a program that could do that, and we actually made what we call a pseudo keyboard circuit. So that the information that this thing would send was read by this little chip that taken from a keyboard and sent to the computer as a letter. So that the computer would say, okay, oh, you said M, so I'm going to play this thing. And would stop it automatically, or you said N. And also the advantage of this, well, it's cheap, but also it's quite as fast. I still think 2 fingers would say speed at which people can type. So it's like incredibly fast, which is nice. So we had like 1 wire per letter typed plus a comment, which is not normal. That would go to a microcontroller that would send a message to the keyboard. We would have that for each box. Then you would have like 2 wires coming out to speaker, which were amplified speakers, and also we needed something to control the motor in each of these the boxes, things that go up like this much. Play sound, go up, stop, play the sound, because it only, you didn't see the video, you know, it didn't play through the whole announcement. It's like a death announcement or whatever the virus. It played through, the motor stopped before, so that you could at least hear it better. So these are the basic, the basic components that we use. This is